Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've had a wonderful week. So we're doing this from October the 30th, Monday, through to November the 5th, which is a Sunday. So yeah, I hope everything's going well. You're enjoying the summer weather. I hope it's warming up where you are, or if you are going into more winter, I hope you're enjoying the cool weather as well and that change. So, okay, yeah, so how I work is I call in my guides, all those in spirit who love me, ask them to give you what you need for the upcoming week, any tips, techniques, exercises that may come along with this. And yeah, before I start, I've got a email list if you want to subscribe to it. I've got emails coming out on there on a regular basis now. If you just go to my website, davidmjohn.com, go down to the bottom, you can subscribe to that. And as well, if you'd like to like, subscribe and comment to my channel, my page, my YouTube channel, I really appreciate it. Always like hearing your feedback as well. So we'll get on with the weekly reading and we'll see what comes up. This is such an easy one, it's such a hard one. I remember the first time I heard this was probably close to 30 years ago now, sort of showing my age a bit. One of my guides said to me one day when I was meditating and chatting with them, they told me, be. And I went, okay, be what? And they went, allow yourself to be. And I was like, okay, so allow myself to be, and I kept waiting for, what it actually was. And they said, no, the whole thing I'm saying is allow yourself to be. And it's one of the simplest and most profound and also really the most difficult teaching I've probably ever received. And that might sound a little funny to some of you, but it's so simplistic in its form. It's so beautiful, and yet really allowing yourself to be is something that, we don't allow that often. And we touch on that, they're telling me. And it's actually us that makes it quite complicated. And allowing yourself to be could actually be anything, but what they're really saying here and what they're talking about is really allowing yourself to be in the moment that you're in. And they're reminding me, Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about this and a lot about being in the moment and being present. A lot, Buddhists talk about this with their teachings, but it's just allowing yourself to be free within the moment as well. It's allowing yourself to, to receive in that moment, to give in that moment, to give yourself the space that you need, to be forgiving and to be loving, and if you can, be what I've been told, they've told me, compassionately objective, which is another really interesting teaching. It's where you're able to be compassionate and empathetic and really show a lot of love and space and allow yourself to be, but actually be separate from that as well. So you're being part of it, but you're actually being separate at the same time. And they're telling me it's really being in this very fluid space in which there is actually almost no time in there. And if you really allow yourself to be in that place, there actually isn't any time. And funny enough, they just said when you really allow yourself to be in here, you actually don't age at all. Because when you allow yourself to be in this time or space in which you are completely present in every possible way, your time clock, your biological time clock, which everyone has when they incarnate here, actually gets paused just for a very short time. And this happens in a few other ways as well, which I'm not going to go into at the moment. But it is something in which we can control, and it is something in which we can actually instruct within ourselves as well about allowing that time clock to just kind of continue on, or you can actually instruct it to run by a new protocol. And it's actually very easy to do that, to just tell your body, I instruct my body that I will count every second day, that my chronological age for my body will only happen every second day. So one day it's on pause, the next day your body clock's going. And this is all about instructing yourself. And it is also about being and being present. Because if you're doing this, but then you've got your mind on 100 other things at once, they're telling you you're not giving a pure intent to your body. And giving a pure intent is also being 100% in the moment, 100%, present and conscious of where you are. That's when you can have pure intent, and that's when they're saying miracles can occur. So, yeah, I'll leave you with that while I go on with the weekly reading. It's quite cool. Okay. Monday. Alright, so Monday is actually about giving away. So what are you going to give away on Monday? Are you going to give away things that you don't want? Are you going to give those things away to other people? Are you going to give, reciprocity, that give and take with other people? Are you going to give love with other people? Are you going to give support? It's all about giving, but what are you going to give? So get clear about that, and maybe make an intention at the start of the day when you get up. Okay, today I'm going to make the intention to give support in the best possible way that I can. And just be clear about that, and then just allow yourself to flow and have that as a signpost throughout the day. So it's funny, Tuesday's about receiving. I didn't know that was going to happen. They're laughing because they're saying some people out there will just be going, okay, well, that's going to be the next day. I actually had no idea. So Tuesday's about receiving, so doing exactly the same thing, but in a receiving manner. Am I going to allow myself to receive love, to receive support, to receive, openness, freedom, whatever it is? You could just even say, receive the things that are going to really uplift me and really benefit me in all ways. Ask Spirit for help with this. Spirit, can you please help me to receive everything that I need at this moment to uplift me and benefit me in the most benevolent and beautiful way? And also with giving, Spirit, can you help me to give in the most benevolent and loving way? So Wednesday, this doesn't ever happen on a Wednesday. They're saying Wednesday's a free day. Do whatever you want, whatever you're feeling. So Wednesday is just about being, and it's about being in that day, and do whatever you feel like. No regulations, no rules, not that there ever are, but just, Wednesday is a free day. Make it what you want. Thursday is about really asking yourself about where are you coming from? Because I can see at the moment there's a bit of, it's almost like there's a few people out there, you're trying to communicate a particular thing to other people, but you're not being heard correctly. You're not being listened to. And some of that is because you're going into it in a flustered state. You're going into it in a state of going, oh geez, like people don't hear me properly and it pisses me off, and how can I do it, and what can I do, and why does this happen? Instead of going into it as calm as you possibly can, and if this does come up, acknowledge it. Go, okay, I can feel that trigger, I can feel that me being a bit flustered, bring myself back to Zen, back to center, do some grounding, and then continue as best you can. Now, if you're not able to do this right at that time, don't despair, because, the more and more and more you do this, the better you will get at it. And also, this is about listening to yourself. Are you communicating to yourself in a really clear way? Okay, so getting on to Friday. So Friday, it's funny, it's about having your own back. And so I kept leaning back. I kept feeling this thing across my heart and across my, the upper part of my back as well. And it's almost about that support. And it's about not just about support and having your own back, but how often do you condemn yourself during the day? Because this is about having forgiveness. It's about sharing love with yourself. And if you were to, every time you had a thought, oh shit, I don't do this correctly, or this is no good, or why didn't I do that better, or that sort of thing. If you actually mark this on your phone, every time you did this, and then at the end of the day actually had a look, they're saying quite a lot of people out there would be quite surprised when they think this, when they start saying this, or when they go into that pattern of this old paradigm, because it does add up. And when you're aware of something, instead of being bummed out about it, you can actually go, crap, okay, this happened 10 times, or it happened 5 times, or it happened 50 times. Then you go, okay, cool, I can see that there's a reason why things might not be moving in the direction I want to, because I keep condemning myself. And if I'm condemning myself 10, 20, 50 times a day, no wonder that stuff isn't falling into place for me. So when you have awareness, you're able to actually change that, to transform it, and then to transform it into something new and bright and super fabulous and all that, really good stuff for yourself. Okay, so what have we got? Saturday and Sunday. Saturday. So Saturday, I thought we were going to do it together, but we're not. So Saturday is about, this is about you getting in touch with, what you might call family. So this might be with your pets, might be with your friends, might be with your biological family, might not be with your biological family. It's whatever family is to you. Could be with spirit, about asking them to come close, could be outside in nature. So this is about connecting to what you say that family is around you. And if you say you don't have any family, look for it, because it is there. You're just not recognizing it. Everyone's got family of a type around them. It doesn't need to be in a human form or with people. It could be with other things. Could be with spirit as well. But yeah, it's about allowing yourself to recognize that family, that support around you. And Sunday. All right, so it's funny. I just heard that, and I'm not a Christmas jingle fan or song. I can't stand Christmas songs. They drive me insane. But it's just interesting the way that spirit works with you. Because they will work with you sometimes through songs, sometimes through memories, sometimes through things that you see in your mind. Sometimes I'll talk to you, all different ways. But I wanted to say that because what I heard, and yeah, Christmas carols, yeah, I'm not a fan. They said making a list, checking it twice, that Santa song. This is all about you making a list. Make a list for what do you want to achieve for the next month or for the next 2 months. It could even be for the next week. Make a list. Write down 5 things. If you can write down 10, awesome. If you can even write down more, awesome. But write down at least 5 things that are easy to be able to get. You know, I'm going to go for a walk every day. I'm going to do my best to eat more healthily. I'm going to do some exercise this week. You know, I'm going to allow myself to not do the housework for a day. I'm going to give myself time out, whatever it is, you know. But make a list of the things that you can achieve, and then when you do it, you know, you check through your list, and then you cross it off, put a big smiley face, you know, take a breath, tell yourself how incredible you are and how well you've done. Boom, then get on to the next thing, or to cross off the next thing, one thing at a time. So, you know, this is actually a really cool tool to do, and something which you can do on a daily, weekly, also yearly, and we're coming up to the end of the year. You know, it hasn't finished yet, but what do you want to be able to create before the end of the year? What do you want to do? What's important to you up until that time? So thank you very much for joining me. Always a pleasure. Always good doing these videos and connecting with you. So if you want a private session with me, all the links are below. You can check out my website, davidmjohn.com. Also on Facebook, Insta, Google page, lots of different things. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you again, connecting next week. And remember to keep awesome. And yeah, keep awesome. All right, see you then. Big love. Bye-bye.